Hello, in this video we're taking a look at the fear of riding a motorcycle. Maybe you're someone who's been riding a bike for years and has suddenly developed this strange panic and anxiety out of nowhere. Or maybe you're someone who wants to ride a bike but is scared about starting and you've got some phobia or fear about taking lessons. Well, just in case you don't normally watch my videos, my name's Paul and I work online with people all over the world to help them overcome their fear of driving. And a question I do get asked sometimes is, can you help people ride bikes? Yes, because the vehicle that you're in is really irrelevant. So yes, I've been a driving instructor for over 20 years and I've taught 1,000 people to drive cars. But when it comes to my work with fear and phobia, it's irrelevant whether it's a car, a bike, even a plane, whatever it is, any kind of vehicle I can help with. So what's causing this fear? Well, if you watch my videos about driving cars, you will know I often say that the fear of driving has nothing to do with driving. Well, guess what? The fear of riding a bike has nothing to do with riding a bike. It's just the same as cars. So I will go into some detail about it now, but feel free to watch many of my other videos on YouTube where I cover pretty much every aspect of why this problem comes up, how you get rid of it, how it develops, and many other things, including what happens if you just leave it and don't get rid of it, and what happens if you try and force yourself into getting rid of it through exposure therapy, which very, very often won't work and will just make the problem worse. So why have you got this fear of riding a bike? Well, please understand, there isn't just one thing. Okay, it's not just the same reason, because sometimes you do get people who say, I know why people have a fear of driving and I can fix it in 5 minutes. Rubbish, because it's different for everyone. There is not just one reason you've got this. It isn't just because you've seen a crash or you was in a crash and now suddenly you've got a problem. The crash is actually nothing to do with it. The reason you've got a fear of riding a bike is because for some reason your mind has got the impression that it's dangerous. Now, okay, yes, let's accept riding a bike is statistically more dangerous than driving a car, but not to the point where you should be terrified and shaking, your arms are shaking, legs are shaking, you feel like you need to pull over or you can't go over 40 or 50 miles an hour. That isn't correct. So there's something there that needs changing. Now what that is, it's impossible to say until we start work, because people often say to me, I've got no idea what's causing this. What is it? Well, I don't know. You have the problem, therefore you have the solution. Because let me explain the way you made this problem. What happened is, at some point when you were riding your bike, or if you haven't ridden yet, it will be something else that happened. But let's just say you were riding a bike. At some point, what you did, and I know people don't believe this, well, if you don't believe it, fine, but I can promise you this is what happens, and I've proven this over and over again with the hundreds of people I've worked with. What people don't realise is that the way you get the problem is that when you're riding, or even just thinking about riding, you have actually hypnotised yourself into having a fear of riding. Now, before you start thinking, well, this is rubbish, I didn't go to sleep and I didn't go into a trance, that's not what hypnosis is. It's not this theatrical stuff you see on TV and films where people go into a deep trance and they're under the control of someone. That stuff is nonsense. True hypnosis happens to people all day, every day. It's how you breathe without thinking about it. It's how you used to ride your bike or drive a car without thinking about it. That's hypnosis. It's when something's happening without you being fully aware, because that's your subconscious mind taking over, or if you prefer to call it unconscious mind, same thing, who cares? So what's happened is, for a split second, you've gone into hypnosis and you've developed this fear of riding a bike, because for some reason your mind has gone back in time, thought of a memory and latched it on to riding a bike. So what if you don't believe that? Well, I don't care. I always say to people, look, I don't care if you believe it or not. It makes no difference. if you think, I don't believe in that stuff, doesn't matter, because that's what happens. And if you don't believe it, doesn't matter. You can still get rid of it, whether you accept that or not. The only time this doesn't work is when people just say, I can't be fixed, I can't be helped, I'm going to live with this problem for the rest of my life and I'm doomed to never ride again. Well, then you can't be helped, because if you go into this resisting it, it won't work. Not believing in it, fine. If you say, well, can you just do it and afterwards I might believe it, yeah, fine. But if you go into it saying, it won't work, I'm not going to listen, I won't do it, well then it won't work, because if you resist it, nothing will work, will it? It's like if you go to school to learn something and you just shut your mouth, shut your ears, shut your eyes, you don't listen, you don't take part, well then you're not going to learn anything and you won't get anywhere. So that's how you get the problem. You actually use hypnosis to get it. So when people say, I don't believe this, I don't believe in hypnosis, well, you've already done it. Because if hypnosis wasn't real, you wouldn't have the problem. But please don't get hung up on the whole hypnosis thing, because I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't really even use hypnosis much anymore, because when you get really good at it, you get to the stage where you don't even need to use it, because I've now gone beyond that and I can help people. And if you look at my reviews, look at my testimonial videos, people will say, I've got no idea what he did, because all we do is talk. It's just like having a normal, everyday conversation. I'm not going to tell you to close your eyes, relax, imagine fields. Now, I know this is a bit of a stereotype, but when it comes to bikers, you do naturally think of big men in leather with beards and that kind of thing. I don't think a lot of them will take kindly to being told to lie down and imagine fairies and pixies. Maybe that's just a stereotype and a generalisation, but you know what I mean. Don't worry, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what your lifestyle is. Many people come to me feeling embarrassed and ashamed. I'm this big tough guy, and yes, women can ride bikes as well, but people say I'm this big tough guy and I can't ride a bike, and I just feel so stupid and ashamed, and I've lost all my friends and they're asking me why I won't go out riding with them, and I'm having to make excuses. Well, if you're in that position, don't worry, because you can get over it. It's very, very hard to do it on your own, if not impossible, because you need someone else from the outside to look in and guide you to the answer. Because all I do is guide people to the answer. I don't tell you the answer, because I don't know what it is. I can't even ride a bike. I've never even been on the bike. Doesn't matter. I don't need to know about bikes, because what I do works the same for cars, bikes, planes, hovercraft, whatever, bicycles, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The vehicle is irrelevant. Check out these other videos on the screen now for more help with the fear of driving and riding. And if you want to work with me one-to-one online, contact me through my website firstdrive.com and there'll be a link below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.